So we are going to be solving systems of inequalities. So we already know how to graph inequalities, so this is a good time to go ahead and review simple solving systems. Let's do a simple system to start with. Let's say x is greater than or equal to 4 and y is less than negative 3. And that will be our system. So this one is a vertical line, and it will be solid because it can be equal to. And this one is a horizontal line, and it is going to be dotted because it cannot be equal to. So I'll graph that first one, that vertical line, x is greater than 4. So here's that vertical line, x is greater than 4. And I'm going to have to shade to the right because all the values to the right are bigger than 4. Does that make sense? I hope so. In the next one, y is less than 3. So I find 3, and that's going to be dotted. And all the values less than that. And my answer is where these overlap. So this area right here is my overlap area. Now I am, because of the limitations of this Miniopad, making that look all nice is not possible. But make your shading look really nice and make it really clear where the solution is. Every point inside of this area makes it true. Okay. Oh, thank you. So yeah, that was wrong. It was y is less than negative 3. Thank you, Veronica. Y is less than negative 3. My apologies. I forgot where I am and what I'm doing. So less than that, it should have been down here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that little corner. So it is going to be important that you extend your lines or whatever across to make sure that you're getting that. Now, if for some reason you don't have any homework, but if for some reason I touched a quiz and we're to say, find the solutions using a table, I don't want you to do that. Just graph it for inequalities, and that'll be fine.
So
all right.
Nobody has homework?
No, no one has homework because our soccer team did amazing. I hope we do amazing today, though. We're down so many people, and it makes me sad that there were no bonus. No, you were awesome last week too, so since everyone was awesome.
Did you win Friday?
Yes, we did. All right, so here's my system. Okay, I'm going to solve for y before I begin graphing them. So I'll do that over here. Y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 4. And right here, y is greater than 2x plus 3. So I graph both of those. I solve for y, then I graph those. I'll go ahead and grab these so I don't forget like I did before. Erase all this. Okay, so we graph each of those. So we have 4, y-intercept, slope-intercept form, right? And then I go down 3, right 1, down 3, right 1. And is this going to be a solid or dotted line?
Solid.
Yeah, it's a solid line. And then right here, my y-intercept is 3. And I'm going to go up to right 1. And that's going to be a dotted line because it cannot be equal. And notice how I'm going to extend that across my whole graph. I don't want these big graphs with little tiny lines and little slivers shaded. All right, now on this first one, I'm going to shade, see this is less than, so that's below the line. And this is greater than, so that's above the line. So below this line would be like over here. And above this line, that would be above that line. So where those intersect, so like right here. Please be neater than me. Please, please, please. I'm a slop right now. You're not being all sloppy like that. Let's see if I can actually get it neat. Let's see. Highlighter maybe? Like this. Okay, that's our solution right there. That's pretty. All right. All right, now is a good time to actually review another thing that we need to remember as we're doing these. So let's say I had 4x minus 3y is less than 9. And let's say another part of my system is y minus 2 equals 1/2. Well, not equals. We'll say less than equal to 1/2 x plus 3. All right. Now we could solve. We do need to solve for y. So we take this one. We're going to solve that for y. So I subtract my 4x, no problems. Copy that negative 3y down. I get negative 4x plus 9. And then what do I need to do? Divide by negative 3. I need to remember not only to divide everything by negative 3, but also I need to flip that inequality. And a negative divided negative is a positive, and 9 divided negative 3 is negative 3. So that gives me my first line. And this line you should recognize is in point slope form. So what point do I start at here? What's my starting point?
Negative 3, 2.
Yeah, negative 3, 2. So remember, this is the x stuff right here on the right, and on the left, that's the y stuff. And we need to change the sign. And my slope is 1/2. So there's no reason if I have a point slope form to solve for y. I can just graph from that form. So let's graph that point slope form first. So I'm going to have to erase all this. All right, and I'll do it in red. Negative 3, 2. And then up 1, right 2. And is that going to be dotted or solid? We're doing this one?
That's going to be solid.
Solid. I'm already tired. And are we going to shade above or below that line?
Above.
Below. So we have this area down here. Okay. And the other line, I've solved for y. So I'm going to graph. My y-intercept is negative 3. And I'm going to go up 4, right 3, I believe. Yep, 4/3. And that one will be dotted. So don't forget, dotted and solid. Easy points to miss. And I'm going to shade above that line. And I see my overlap is right here in this area. Right? That's my overlapped area, so that's the answer. All right, we'll do one more. Maybe 2 more, if you're lucky. I don't know how much you enjoy taking notes and graphing.
So we're looking for overlap for these inequalities?
Yes, when you're solving systems of inequalities, you're looking for overlap. All right, I'm going to just put my system here so I'm not constantly flipping back and forth. Let's say I have y is greater than 1/2 absolute value x plus 3 minus 2. And also in that system, let's say I have 3x minus 2y is greater than equal to 6. Now maybe I designed this so that is no good, we'll see. Now it's possible you have no overlap. That is a possibility, in which case there's no solution. So, this is an absolute value equation, so how do I graph that? -3, but not +2, -2. I don't need to change that one sign, only the stuff inside with that x. So -3, -2 is my vertex. And now, how do I graph that?
You go absolute value of 1 is 1. Like times 1 is
Times
a half. Is
a half.
0.5.
Yes. So if I go right 2, absolute value 2 is 2 times my stretch factor of a half. So I go up 1. And I see right away a pattern emerging there. And I need to remember, if I go left 1, what's the absolute value? -1. 1 times a half, so I go up a half. I need to remember with absolute values I expect a v, and that's going to be a dotted line. And you'll want to use a ruler or something to make sure that you're not getting crooked lines. And I'm going to shade above that absolute value. All right, this one, what do I need to do for that line right there?
And solve for y.
Solve for what? So I'm going to subtract my 3x, and then I'm going to divide by -2. And that's going to change this thing. And then my y-intercept is -3. Yes.
Did you get your negatives wrong again? -2 times 2.
Nope. Inside our absolute value for our our form for thing is x minus h plus k. So it's only the thing inside with x that I need to change the sign. So in this case I changed the sign of the 3 but not the 2. But for point slope form, note that both of those in our form have a negative.
He doesn't mean what you wrote.
-3, -2. Got it.
Oh, I need a helmet so bad. Yes, thank you, Veronica. Why did you guys let me do that? Wow, that was so dumb. -3, -2, is over here. -3, -2. And then, yes, that graph. Wow, why did you guys need to speak up or know what's going on in life.
Too, so.
Everyone in here needs a helmet except for Veronica, apparently.
Well, you're not supposed to question the teacher. I thought about it and saw it, but I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong, so, well.
No, I was wrong. My coffee's gone. That's the problem.
You lost your coffee.
I lost my coffee. Okay, so now, let's try to graph this line, and maybe I'll get it right. Up 3, right 2, up 3, right 2, up 3, right 2, and that's going to be a solid line. And note that when I divided by my negative, I did flip my direction there, and I shade below that line. So it looks like my answer, when I shade below that line, is going to be this little sliver right here. Right? And you can, if you solve for y, you can use your graphing calculator and like graph these, put a y1 and a y2, and get a beautiful graph and see if they're working. But you do need to change the type of graph. Something we'll work on a little bit later. Let's do one more absolute value one, just because I royally screwed that one up. And then I want to practice solving with the elimination and substitution methods. So let's say I have y is less than 2 times absolute value x. Let's make that a -2. Then plus 4. And let's do y is greater than absolute value x minus 1 plus 2. All right, so what's my vertex for that first one? 0, 4. And then when I go right 1, what's the absolute value? 1. Times my stretch factor, so I go down 2. And if I go right 2, the absolute value 2 is 2. Times my stretch factor, so down 4. And it is a V, so that'll mirror. Dotted line. And I shade below. I'm just going to remember that, below. The next one, what's my vertex? And let's make sure Mr. King puts it in the right spot. 1, 2, right there. And then I go, ooh, this is going to be just a minuscule thing. It's going to be dotted right here. And dotted right here. And I'm going to shade what? Above it. So I went below the first graph and above the next graph. This little triangle right here is the only overlap I will get. Alright, I am comfortable to say that we are good. Make sure when you're graphing that you flip things around. So if for example I had like something like -x is greater than 2 plus y, just flip the whole thing around so that we're in the right order, like so.